Hey everyone, I'm Paige Tyler, and if you don't already know me, I write romantic suspense and paranormal romantic suspense along with my hubby. We've got werewolves in the SWAT Special Wolf Alpha Team and Stat Specials Red Assessment Team series, shifters in the XOP series, and Navy SEALs in the SEALs of Coronado series. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're a regular, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about The Seal Who Kissed Me from our Seals of Coronado series. Kira Babin has spent the past 10 years of her life as a Russian spy, using their resources to hunt down the man who killed her parents and kidnapped Mikhail, her younger brother. But when it seemed like her brother was dead and that she'd never get close to the man responsible for destroying her life, Kira defected, ending up in San Diego with a chance to start over. There was even a new man in her life, a hunky Navy SEAL, that makes her think about a future she never imagined. But then, the untouchable Russian oligarch who'd killed her family is no longer protected by the government, and now Kira just needs to find him. Petty Officer Colt of SEAL Team 5 is an adrenaline junkie. The things he does for fun make some of his SEAL missions look tame. Then he meets Kira and starts thinking he's found the perfect woman. Beautiful, sexy, maybe even a little dangerous. But then she simply disappears without a trace, and he assumes he'll never see her again. When Kira pops up in the middle of a dangerous firefight, Colt's life takes a dramatic turn toward the complicated, especially when it comes out that she's hunting the same bad guy his SEAL team is after. Being forced together on an international manhunt seems like an interesting way to get to know her better, but when they realize Mikhail is still alive, Colt has to wonder if there's any room in Kira's life for anything but revenge, because the things this bad guy did to her brother aren't something anyone would forgive. Kira's falling for Colt like a rock, but how can it possibly work between them when she's dedicated most of her life to tracking down and killing the monster that murdered her family? And how could a Navy SEAL like Colt, who's one of the good guys, ever want someone like her in his life? Okay, my favorite lines from the book. Now, this focuses on the fact that Kira likes Colt a lot. This excerpt helps to explain the doubt she has about getting into a relationship with him. Bottom line, the situation is complicated. Even if she found her brother and somehow dealt with Yukos, something that seemed damn near impossible, there was no way she could expect to live a normal life with someone like Colt. He was a Navy SEAL, best of the best, top secret security clearance and all that. He would never be allowed to have a relationship with a former Russian spy. It was too much of a heavy security risk. And yet, she allowed herself to think about it all the same. Now for some fun facts about the book. Okay, this story takes the reader on a whirlwind tour starting in Mardin, Turkey, then to St. Moritz, Switzerland, Milan, Italy, Toronto, Canada, Kherson, Ukraine, and finishing in San Diego, California. So pull up your Google map and hold on for the ride with this one. Now, the squirrel suit that Colt wears in this story to do something super dangerous is a real thing. People wear these when they jump off buildings and cliffs so they can glide for long distances. We watched a lot of videos when we were doing research for the book, and I can promise you, you will never catch me wearing one of those things. Now, as an Easter egg for fans, the private mental health facility north of San Diego in the story is also mentioned in the first Seals of Coronado book, Seal for Her Protection. So if you read that already, you will remember it. Or recognize it, I should say. The Aurora Jaguar motorcycle Kira rides in the book is one of the few motorcycles manufactured in Turkey, and it looks really cool. The working title of this story originally was Seal Book 12. Yeah, not real original, I know. But when we select the actual published title from a list that we came up with before we even started the series, all with the acronym SEAL in it, the only complicated part is deciding which name best fits the story in question. Now, maybe that's not as clever as you might think, but it is very effective. We got the idea for the chocolate-flavored cornflakes in the book from the story from a Google search for Turkish breakfast food, and they sound yummy, even if they do have all that extra sugar. Or maybe they sound yummy because they have all that extra sugar. I don't know. Let's see. What first attracts the hero to the heroine and vice versa? Colt and Kira met in Seal with a Secret. They immediately rubbed each other the wrong way and obviously didn't like each other at all. I personally think Colt was attracted to Kira simply because she dismissed him as irritating and cocky, which hurt his ego more than he was willing to admit. He denies that, of course, insisting that she was into him from the moment they met, but was just too shy to admit it. Now, Kira is drawn to Colt because he's a man willing to let her be who she is, complete with all the ragged edges and cartloads of emotional baggage. Of course, the fact that both of them are devastatingly attractive, super fit, and live for adrenaline and excitement has absolutely nothing to do with it, right? Okay, let's think. Why should you read this book? Well, it delivers thrills and excitement as Kira and Colt's SEAL team travel the globe dealing with bad, bad people in a bad, bad world. So it is super action-packed. You'll be tense and anxious right up to the end, wondering what's going to happen to Kira's brother and how Colt and his team will ever get out of this alive. Because you'll laugh as Colt and his fellow SEALs rib and joke with each other, usually when their lives are in danger, but they're just one big happy family. Because you fall in love with Colt and Kira as they fall in love with each other, even if you spend the whole time wondering how they're going to not screw everything up. I wonder that sometimes as we write, but somehow they don't. I don't know. Now that I've told you about SEAL Who Kissed Me, how about an excerpt? In this scene, Colt and Kira are undercover in St. Moritz as newlyweds. The mission is going well, but now they have to head up to the room for the night. Oh no, it's the dreaded there's only one bed trope. How will Colt handle the danger? As they left the restaurant a little while later, hand in hand, Colt told himself the gesture was about keeping their cover as newlyweds, but truthfully, he decided he liked having Kira in his arm. He glanced at her from the corner of his eye to see that she seemed comfortable with holding hands too. Then he caught sight of Lennox and Darwin looking their way, both of them grinning at the show he and Kira were putting on. No doubt his teammates could tell how much he was enjoying this mission, because it meant he got to spend time with her. Colt tensed a little once they got back to their room. It shouldn't be a big deal, but seriously, he was about to sleep with Kira. Well, in the same bed at least. Kira grabbed her small overnight bag and disappeared into the bathroom, the shower turning on a few seconds later. Colt's mind immediately flashed to the image of her naked, hot soapy water running down her lithe, perfect body. Groaning at the effect that image had on his body, Colt cursed. He needed a distraction. He should give Shaw a call and let him know about Lennox's encounter with Hoffman. Kira thinks we can use this to our advantage, Colt said into the phone after bringing the CIA agent up to speed, though I'm a little worried about putting Lennox in Hoffman's sights like that. I understand your concern, Shaw said, his tone suggesting that while he might understand them, he didn't really care about them. But if this random chance meeting gives us an inside track to Hoffman, we'd be foolish not to use it. He and Shaw finished their conversation just as Kira turned off the shower. After thumbing off his phone and plugging it into charge, Colt found himself once again thinking about her and what the sounds coming from behind the door might imply she was doing. The mere thought of her rubbing lotion onto the skin of her long, lean legs made him groan. "Everything okay?" Kira asked, choosing that moment to walk out of the bathroom dressed in a pair of loose running shorts and a baggy t-shirt. Colt tried his best not to stare, but it was difficult. Even in clothes as casual as those, she was exceptionally beautiful. "Yeah, everything's fine," he said. "I just got off the phone with Shaw. He agrees with you that Lennox might be our best chance to get at Hoffman. I'm a little concerned about Lennox getting hurt, though." "We won't let that happen," Kira promised. Heading over to the bed, she yanked back the blankets to crawl in. The view of her bending over was tantalizing, and Colt quickly darted into the bathroom before he did something stupid, like groan out loud again. He brushed his teeth quickly before jumping in the shower. Even though he kept the water as cold as he could take, it didn't do much good. He was still aroused as hell. When he finally came out of the bathroom a little while later, it was to find the lights off and Kira already cuddled under the blankets asleep. Colt slipped into the bed, careful not to disturb her. But trying to sleep while inches away from the most perfect woman he'd ever met was damn near impossible. Man, it was going to be a long night. I hope you enjoyed that behind-the-story look at The Seal Who Kissed Me. If you grab a copy, let me know how you like it. It's available in ebook and print on all your favorite online vendors. And remember, you can read the books in this series in any order because after you read one, you'll want to read all of them. I'll be posting videos about each book in the Seals of Coronado series, giving you an inside look at the characters and talking about how we came up with the story, as well as lots of other fun stuff. So if you enjoyed this video and want to see more, click on that subscribe button. Also, the links to The Seal Who Kissed Me and Seals of Coronado series and my website, as well as social media, are in the description. If you have any questions or comments, post them below. There's also a link to a Google Doc where you can ask me questions that I'll answer in a future video. Oh, and there's a link to a free book in the description too. It's called Seal of Her Dreams and it's from our Seals of Coronado series. I know you'll love it, so grab your copy. Happy reading, and I will see you next time.